Okay, so today I wanted to read a comment that I received on my YouTube channel, and I just wanted to make sure that I'm not giving anybody the wrong idea here or giving anybody a sense of false advertising. Since the channel has been growing more and more recently, so there was the spike from the video I did on Error 53, there was the spike from Yelp, there was the spike from the Tier 4 $750 repair video, there was a spike from the Linus video, and recently for some reason, if anybody could tell me where this was posted, just out of interest to me, curiosity, the video I did on how unauthorized repair centers fix Apple laptops, that's been getting like 800 subscribers a day just off of that video alone. So I'm just kind of curious where all that's coming from. But the reason I want to read this is because I really want to make sure I'm not giving a lot of the new subscribers the wrong idea as to who I am or what my qualifications are. You really just like sitting on my head, don't you, Bill? So here's the message. Serious question, Lewis. You're obviously a very talented test engineer, and in this day and age, computer hardware seems close to disposable. Is doing one-off component-level diagnostic and repair of these consumer goods actually worth your time, profitable enough to live off of compared to another gig? I can't help but think it's time-consuming, and you'd have trouble adding additional staff skilled enough to take on these responsibilities without an engineering background. Correct on the last one. At that point, why not go into hardware bring up for an embedded systems company or something? Or why not go do hardware bring up for an embedded systems company or something? Just seriously wondering the economics of time involved in component level repair of consumer goods. Sure, if my MacBook shits out, I try and dive in at the board level, but it's never something I assumed would be a viable business. Maybe most of the fixes are easier. The stuff in your videos are more puzzle cases, and you bank on that? Firstly, good question. Very good question. I'm glad you asked. So the first thing that I want to bring up here, you use the word test engineer. You use the E word on me, which is a word that I feel needs a little bit of clarification. So I skated by in high school and just barely passed most classes. I managed to finally get my act together so that I wouldn't get kicked out altogether, and I had an average somewhere between 72 and 78. After I did that, I went to college where I failed chemistry, I failed pre-calculus, I just barely passed history, English, and everything else. But I went back a few times, but chemistry and pre-cal kept kicking my ass. So I just can't learn things the way that regular people don't stalk me and explain something to them once. And for most people, that's enough and they learn. For me, I learn things in my own way. I have to learn them in my own way, and it makes standard learning a complete pain in the ass for me. But the other thing is also the work experience. So my work experience is, again, I modified PlayStations to play copied games when I was a kid. That don't go on a resume. After 1997, that was illegal. I worked at Model Sporting Goods, putting price tags on basketballs ain't something that looks good on a resume. I worked at 3P Delivery, which I got fired from after 6 weeks because I took a few sick days after I got 103 fever, even though I came to work on time, stayed late, and did my job, and typed in every order properly. That was like a $12 an hour job. I then went on, what did I do after that? I worked at a furniture store, which I got fired from after 2 days because I fucked up the bail machine in the mall, taking the boxes to the bail machine. I don't know if I fucked something up or if it was just unlucky me. I hit the button. The bail machine just stopped crushing boxes. I have a feeling that the mall fined the dude probably a few $100, and they said, screw this guy's not worth $9 an hour. What else was there? I got an internship at Progressive Music. Internship at a recording studio is not something you put on a resume. I got an internship at Avatar Studios. I got hired as a junior tech for Avatar Studios. In terms of like actually clocking into a place, like clocking in and then receiving a paycheck after having clocked in, I can't think of anything after that, that was 2007. Like, that was the end of 2007. So that was the last time I remember having, like, a job. So here I have this gap in my resume where for 8 years I was pretty much unemployed because you could say you had your own business, but I've been there in job interviews where you'd say you have your own business. They don't. Yeah, they just kind of look at you funny, like you just made it up. And then I had my own business where I did what I did, but ultimately it's not like I could be making millions of dollars a year as this amazing debug or design or test engineer, but rather instead I choose to do this because I want to give back. And don't get me wrong, I do want to give back. I do want to give back to the people that are in my community. I do want to give back to the people who are doing the same stuff that I'm doing, but it's not like I'm this charity dude that could be making making millions of dollars, but otherwise is off doing this. I'm doing this because, I mean, I think that I don't want people to watch this channel and get the idea that I'm some super genius engineer that knows the proper definition of everything, that can be designing all of this amazingly cool gear. Because that's not the case. It's just not. I could probably modify some things if I had a ridiculous amount of time to do something slightly cooler than what it does. But, you know, again, that's not something that I really think... that's not something that I think is going to be incredibly valuable. Like, if I see some design for like a CMOS amplifier, I could probably, if you gave me, you know, like hundreds and hundreds of hours, come up with a way to get more out of a 9-volt battery than what's already there. Probably not even that much, but like, there's not. I'm doing a bad job of getting my point across. But it's not like I'm some amazing engineer that just chooses to do this for fun. Like, this is my job because it's genuinely the most efficient way for me to convert my skill set into money. I take a device that retails for $1,200 to $3,000. I take a $700 part of that device. I repair it for a couple of $100. The repair for a couple of $100 takes me 10 to 20 minutes. Rinse and repeat several times per day, and I pay my rent. It's that simple. Yeah, I mean, and you're right with the thing. Like, is it time consuming? Yes, but it's not that time. Like, it takes 20 or 30 minutes, and that is a puzzle. But you have to understand that every single one of those puzzles that I film has $200 to $400 at the end of the puzzle. So if I solve the puzzle, I get $200 or $400. So honestly, in some way, shape, or form, I do find it fun to solve the puzzle. I've always found it fun to solve the puzzle. The puzzle for me, to be honest with you, I shouldn't even be saying this out loud, but I find that, because I'm going to have like a line of people at the store going, but you look on YouTube, you said you don't do this for the money. But to be honest with you, solving the puzzle is actually kind of cooler than the money for me. Like, I need to make the money. I need to get the money for my business. But even at Avatar or at other studios that I did freelance work for afterwards, like figuring out what amplifier circuit on what channel strip was causing this crosstalk or whatever, that was fun. Like, getting paid at the end of it was just icing on the cake, but solving the problem was the fun part. So it is time consuming, but I do find a lot of it fun. And but you are right with the having trouble adding additional staff skilled enough to take on these responsibilities without an engineering background. You're right. And, you know, again, good engineers want their $80,000 to $250,000 a year. This does not support me hiring a bunch of people at $80,000 to $250,000 a year, which is why you see me doing all these videos instead of other trainees and other employees. Because again, the salary level that this business will support does not support me hiring people that are just going to come up to me at my level. Again, when I say things out loud, like I think I'm probably in the top like 10 to 25 people who are doing this, I'm not saying that I'm like the best engineer, because this has been misinterpreted in a lot of the comments. I'm not saying that I'm the best engineer on earth. That's fucking ridiculous. What I'm saying is that of the people that choose to work on the devices that I work on, I'm probably in that top 10, 25 people that understand it and figure it out, because very few people with that skill level who can actually figure this stuff out bother to do this. Like, you don't see Nelson Pass repairing motherboards for consumer electronics. You don't see Ricky Began, troubleshooting the one-wire circuit. It's above their skill set, their qualifications. And I'm not really quite sure what it is that's made me this good at this stuff, whereas I'm a complete failure when it comes to college, when it comes to other jobs I've had, like just unpacking fucking furniture, and like not even talking about the failing pre-calculus, which is not even calculus, that's pre-calculus, or chemistry before you get to the advanced chemistry, like furniture unboxing. I fucked up furniture unboxing. But yeah, so the puzzle thing makes it fun, and with the economics of it, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of things I don't do because it doesn't make sense. People ask me all the time, why don't you repair cell phone stuff? Again, Apple will replace your phone for $200. So how much would you be willing to pay me to fix it? Oh, $40. That's why I don't do it. It's not, there are so many things that would be cool to do. It would be cool to do if I was paid a paycheck on a regular basis, regardless of the worth of the device. A lot of things I don't do just because it's not worth it. I happen to find a particular niche. I worked through in that particular niche for years. I got a client base from it, and now I'm enjoying the results and the fruits of my hard work and labor for the last 7-8 years of my life, which is coming to work, sitting in my chair, going through a list of jobs that are going to take me 20 minutes to do, and getting the $200 to $400 for each one. And it works. But yeah, I mean, like the idea that I could do hardware bring up for an embedded systems company. I mean, like what? I go to Indeed.com every now and then. Like I read the job requirements. I mean, let's just look at some of this stuff right now. Actually, this may wind up being some fun. And I don't mean this to pick on anybody. I don't mean this to pick on anybody because I know people are going to say, I'm picking on this guy. No, I'm not. I'm not picking on him. You see, that's not the intention of this video. Let me just close all my tabs so that you people don't stalk me and stalk the sites that I visit and all that good stuff. Because people like to stare at every window I have open every now and then. And we're going to go to, let's see, Indeed.com. We're going to go to Indeed.com and we're going to try to find, we're going to try to find me an engineering job. Let's see, hardware engineer. Let's see what we, hardware software engineer, senior electrical engineer, electrical design engineer, electrical engineer embedded, RF hardware engineer, product manager for wearable tech, R&D intern, electrical engineer, hardware lead, front-end engineer. So let's just look at some of these jobs and what they require. Three to 5 years engineering experience. No. Strong C and C++ assembly level programming. I just the other week figured out how the dice rolling program in PHP works, and that was after 3 months. Strong knowledge of Linux. I have a pretty good knowledge of Linux. I did a decent amount to fix the fucked up backup system in FreePBX in my tutorial video there. You know, I think I could do that. Experience with wireless communication solutions such as Bluetooth Classic and I'll say yes to that. Experience with code profilers. No. Experience with basic lab equipment such as power supply. I got that. Strong troubleshooting. I got that. Experience programming and debugging in real-time systems. Got that. Support hardware, software integration, and software validation. No. Strong communication skills. Well, people always say I come on strong on this channel, so I'd say I got strong communication skills. Experience with version control. No, but I could lie and say that I do because I'd figure it out really quickly. Experience in programming for memory-constrained applications. No. 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 Debugging. Yeah, I talked about how you could tell the difference between SPI and USB in one of these old videos, so fuck it, I'll lie and say I have that. But yeah, I don't have any of these things. I have like half of it. Less than half, actually. So this job, and they don't even list the salary. So for the job with, and by the way, one of the things I learned with job applications, BlackBerry, is that when they don't list the salary, it's because it's so low that they know that if they listed it, you wouldn't apply. Don't ask me how I know that. Just try it for yourself and you'll see. Let's go over to the next one here. Senior electrical engineer, digital hardware circuit design. Okay, what do I need for this one? What do I need for this engineering position? This is all that. Must possess or be eligible for Department of Defense secret. Oh, you kidding me? Next. Bachelor's degree in next. Experience with schematic capture tools or I could lie. I could probably fake my way through that. Circuit board design experience. I built a CMOI inside of an Altoids can when I was 18 years old. So how about that? Yes. Circuit board design experience. Domain knowledge of digital electronics and experience with digital electronics design principles and no. Experience in aspects of digital hardware lifecycle. I can tell you how that every Apple device dies in 3 years after you buy it, and I can tell you why for the last 8 years of their product line. So C7771, C9560. Next. Experience with signal integrity and timing analysis. I could probably fake that. Knowledge of FPGA, ARM, or DDR memory. I watched Linus Tech Tips. I got knowledge of DDR memory. Knowledge in the area of high-speed design practices, including signal integrity. Yeah, you put a capacitor to ground and it gets rid of the ripple. Bam. Basic knowledge of digital circuit design parameters, throughput, rise, clock frequencies. RTC clock being gone keeps PM sleep S4L from being there. Yeah, I'll fake my way through that. Be capable of making decisions that may have significant impact on cost, schedule, and technical performance. That's me. No, fuck yeah, decision making. I can do that. Design tools experience with configuration management, schematic capture. I use Open Broadcaster all the time. Damn, bam, I got that one. Experience in requirements generation, validation, allocation, traceability, understanding of design for manufacturing, design for test, reliability analysis, ability to estimate, track, ability to produce effective, clear, and concise technical documentation. I'm a YouTube content creator. I already do that. Ability to participate in cross-functional team efforts. No, fuck that. No teamwork. Fuck that. Next. Ability to effectively communicate in a profession. Next tab, BlackBerry. Oh, fuck yeah. Next. Electronic design engineer, Cranberry, New Jersey. Princeton Lightwave is a leading provider of shortwave, infrared, and I can't even pronounce that. LiDAR something. LiDAR. I guess that kind of tells if you're lying or something. We have openings for engineers with excellent firmware and hardware engineering skills. 5 years of digital hardware and firmware no. Experience in high-speed, low-noise, analog circuit. I read a lot of posts from Jim Williams on high-speed op-amps on gear sluts to teenagers, so definitely got that. Okay, 1 out of 2. Strong programming knowledge of C. Next. Schematic capture, okay. Yeah, I use Open Broadcaster to capture schematics, so bam. Experience with optoelectronic communication, next. Development and implementation of, next. Real-time implementation and troubleshoot, okay, I got 1 out of 6. Excellent documentation, data analysis, and communication skills. You know what? Yeah, I'll say I have that. Ability to perform as a development project owner, coordinating all activities required for the design and development of new products. Yeah, I'll say I got some leadership capabilities there. I'll coordinate. Ability to work in cross-functional teams, coordinate, support manufacturing transitions, and work with suppliers and customers. Yeah, that sounds decent. Experience in near-infrared optics. No. Bachelor's in electronics or computer engineering required. Yeah, I failed pre-calc in chemistry. And master's degree or PhD. No. Optoelectronics, 2 years. Next. Electrical engineer embedded. We are looking for an electrical engineer who can own the full process of getting our vibrate. This sounds like a great job for Jessa. Jessa Jones. Jessa Bethany Jones of Rochester. This sounds like an amazing job for Jessa. Because Jessa and I had so many back and forths on the repair industry and what is repairable and what is not repairable that I'm actually going to bookmark this so that I can send it to Jessa Jones. She was talking about this whole fix everything movement and how she went to some sex party thing, and she said, oh, some people are actually fix their own stuff, and it's like, am I surprised that at a sex toy convention party thing that most of those people are a part of do-it-yourself culture? But yeah, I gotta say, I'll send this one to Jess. Designing, laying out, and producing manufacturing file packages for PC boards. I use Landrex. TestLink. Writing, testing, and releasing. I flash BIOSes with clean ME region. Bam. I got 2 out of 2. All right, number 3. Working with the rest of the product team to produce ideal user experiences. I think this means shoving it up my ass and seeing how I feel about it. I've never done that before. I mean, I'm open to trying it for the right salary. What are these guys paying? Oh, you want me to create the ideal user experience for a fucking vibrator and you're not even going to list the salary. What the fuck? Assisting. Okay, let's continue. Participate in and support the prototyping process. Participate in the Fuck off. List the salary, man. I'm not shoving anything up my asshole for less than $80,000 a year. Managing the manufacturing process and Okay, here's the thing. I feel like I'm actually qualified to do a decent amount of this stuff. I just don't necessarily want to. Let's go into the qualifications. 5 to 10 years of related experience. I've been playing with myself for well over 10 years, so I would say, bam. Bachelor's degree in electrical engineering or a related field. No. Experience with PC board design. Fuck yeah, I put together my CMOI. Experience programming and no. Experience with no. Experience with motor control. I had a super rebound from Tycho as a kid. Fuck yeah, experience with motor control. Experience with GitHub. I download the experimental versions of Kdenlive and Open Broadcaster. Yeah, experience working with rechargeable batteries. Yeah, PP Bus G3 Hot to J6950. Fuck yeah. Self-starter. Yes. Friendly to nah. Excellent conflict resolution. Yeah, my cat is squinting at me. I know I can't say yes to that. Can prioritize and manage multiple tasks simultaneously. Story of my life! Fucking 2-employee business fixing boards for half of the MacBook repair shops in America. Comfortable working with and debugging hardware. Absolutely. Ability to maturely and comfortably discuss sexuality and related topics. Absolutely. Experience in the following are a plus. App integration. Wireless charging. Wireless control. Flexible wiring. Yes, flexible port PC boards. Python. Overseas manufacturing. Passion for company mission. Well, you know what? Yeah, I can support vibrators. Ultimate story of this job is that I am not qualified. Not qualified. Not qualified. Not next. Hardware engineer. Go10 of Brooklyn. Go10 is a Brooklyn-based startup building products that enable completely decentralized. Skip ahead to the qualifications. This is a very, very boring ass, super general description that is just no. Experience required. Here's that pesky degree again. Master's degree is desired, but they will settle for a bachelor's degree. No. 4 to 6 years experience as an RF circuit design engineer in the development of analog and no. Proficient in RF engineering design principles, modeling, matching, antenna design, no. Experience of 150 megahertz to 1 gigahertz, no. Ability to troubleshoot typical RF transceiver issues such as transmitter. What? No. No. Maybe. Okay, yeah, I speak pretty good English. Yeah. Yeah. Experience with very low power design. My CMOI runs off in 9 volt, and you can power speakers with it. Experience in the development of low-cost consumer. I am not qualified for this job. Who the fuck are we kidding? Like, yeah, this. No, next. Product manager for wearable tech. Minimum 3 years experience as product manager. Yeah, I'll just lie and say I was a product manager for my company rather than whatever. Previous experience with outsourced manufacturing. I used to outsource motherboard repair. I know how to yell at people who don't get shit done. Technical depth with software and hardware products. Yeah. Distinctive problem solving and analytical skills. Yeah. Ability to work cooperatively in a team environment independently with minimum supervision. Yeah. Outstanding written and yeah. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Energetic, enthusiastic, and trustworthy. Who couldn't trust this face? Who couldn't trust this face? Look at this face. Could you not trust this? And bachelor's and BA or BS or master's in engineering. Okay, next. Next. Another. This I'm actually kind of close to. Do they list salary? Of course you don't. It's too low for you to list. Okay, this is the closest thing that I'm actually somewhat. I would have to lie completely about the. It's easy to lie about like being a product manager in wearable technologies. It's hard to lie about the whole degree shit. Next, R&D intern. What is a BSCS? I don't even know what that is. Is this a degree? Bachelor. Wow, the fucking internship requires a fucking degree. Seriously? Not only am I not qualified to be an employee, I'm not qualified to be an intern. Excellent programming skills, C Sharp, no. Hands-on experience with embedded software, no. Hands-on ability to read schematic, fuck yeah. Yeah, this totally me. I'll figure that shit out. Desire and ability to learn quickly, yes. Desire to design, prototype, build, and test, yes. Engineering analysis skills for data collection and system operation, yeah. Yeah, I confirm that Apple systems don't operate and I can collect data on the failings for every year. Experience working with Arduino. The closest I've gotten to that was watching that really annoying Udemy advertisement on a bunch of YouTube videos. Familiarity with software engineering design principles. I type SVN co in a URL to get a copy of software. Yeah. Not afraid to solder. Hell no. I'm not afraid to solder. Familiarity with this. Kinda. Okay, yeah, but the whole no, strike out. Not a job. Next. Okay, we're close to the end here. Required bachelor's of no, manufacturing knowledge, no, experience integrating hardware, no, strong ability with microcontrollers, yeah, none of that, yeah, I can pair my Bluetooth headset, I charge my phone with USB, I use Android, okay, so like towards the end of this, I'm kind of getting to the stuff that I'm qualified for. Solving electrical design problems. Fuck yes, that is what I do for a living. Design, build, and test of custom no. Complete product development, no. Develop system and board, next. And rather than say what they pay, they say they pay a competitive salary, which is exactly how I know that they probably don't. What you'll do is a front-end engineer, right? High quality code, no. Let's see, skills, experience you require. Excellent Java, what? No. Excellent written verbal, yes. Itemize, yes. Launch complex user, yes. Prioritize and deliver against high. I don't even know what the fuck this means, but I'll say yes. Experience with our current stack, no. Full stack development. See, I see this a lot nowadays. Everybody wants a full stack developer, and I think that this is going to kind of encourage. I'm not even saying this in a wise-ass way because I'm not qualified to do shit but bag groceries at Walgreens at this point in my life. But for a lot of programmers, I mean, it's hard to find really good full-stack developers. So by saying this with all these jobs where you're probably not offering more than $60,000 to $80,000 a year, you're going to kind of start either encouraging people to become really poor quality full-stack developers where they'd be better off specializing, or you're going to get a lot of people just outright lying about the fact that they're full-stack developers when they're not. I see that more and more often in these ads nowadays. It's like, I don't even think people understand what they're asking for when they want a full-stack developer. Like, I'm not even qualified to be a programmer, and I know what it means to be a full-stack developer. And I know how silly it is to just throw that in there with all these different requirements, but I digress. Participation in open-source projects. I submit bug reports to VLC and Kdenlive and FFmpeg every now and then. But yeah, for the most part, no to a good portion of this. They actually didn't ask for college unless I missed it. So yeah, as you can see, this is why I do what I do. It really doesn't have much to do with a lot of what people assume. It's what I'm qualified to do. I don't think I'm, one of the dumbest people on earth either. I just find myself to be average. I don't think that I'm incredibly dumb. I think maybe slightly below average every now and then. But I'm not as smart as people make me out to be. A lot of people think that just because I've figured out something that a lot of people haven't figured out, that makes me this genius that I'm really not. It's just that the average person working in consumer electronics repair, because the aggregate salary, the median salary that's offered is so low that it doesn't attract people that do anything other than monkey see, monkey do, swap parts, and if that doesn't work, throw it away. The people who are using their brain are usually people who are qualified to do more. So I guess I guess what kind of makes me the unicorn here is that I know that my brain is shit, but I'm willing to at the very least turn it on. So I realize that I'm not that smart, but I decide to at least think, which a surprising amount of people in consumer electronics repair, I know I'm going to get insulted for it, it's just what I observed. A lot of people in consumer electronics repair, they just don't bother thinking. So a lot of these people come onto this channel and they see me doing the things I do and figuring out the things I figure out. And I get these comments about how I'm a genius and I'm able to figure out all these advanced concepts, and it's not that advanced. I mean, you could figure that stuff out much quicker than I figured it out if you just applied yourself and thought. The people who are actually intelligent, the people who are really smart, are the people who can actually apply for these jobs and have a reasonable chance of getting them. The people who are actually producing, designing, engineering. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just like following little lines in a screen with a multimeter and bringing you to the thing that's burnt and then replacing it. I don't know. Maybe who knows? But anyway, this kind of got way long-winded over what I originally thought it would be, but that's why I do what I do. And again, for all the new people that are subscribing to this channel, I've never advertised myself as an engineer. I don't see myself as an engineer. I'm not an engineer. But yeah, that's that. And as always, thank you for watching. Hey, don't you think you should thank them for watching as well? Come here. Come here. Don't be shy, girl. Who's my kitten? Mwah. Good girl. Good girl. That's right. Sink your claws right into my chair. Good girl. That's what good kitties do. Because you're not a bad kitty. So since you're sinking your claws into my chair and you're a good kitty, that must be what good kitties do. Good girl.